field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Butker able to put this one through. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Escaping the pressure right. Man open, that's Jaleel Scott. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run. This is Hunt. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Throwing now is Mahomes. And Hill with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And not what he was hoping for there as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. To throw on 2nd down. Klein to the right side. He's got Cooper. It's complete. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They're facing a tough spot. 3rd and 8 here to start things out.
Here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
From the gun, Klein. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Armani Watts. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Left, 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 left.
A toss play to Hunt. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the 2nd drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
They'll run it here with Hunt. Had a nice broken tackle, and then brought down right around the 20. 7 yards on the carry, make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Hunt. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. They go with Chubb on second down, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. That is incomplete.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Klein. And he's got some space here. And he slides to avoid the hit. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And now here comes Kansas City. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
31 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Hunt showing off the same form from a year ago as the Chiefs come up with a 1st down. Right back to him on 1st down. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle them up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to slip through.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10.
Left. Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
Now it's Hunt. Josh Jones in on the stop. Two minutes to go here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. This is Hunt. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Ace! Ace! Green! Blue 45! Blue 45! Hunt! Hunt! Hunt!
On 1st down, Mahomes. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail! Hunt! Hunt!
Here's Hunt. And room there to work it inside the 25. A good positive play there, 9 yards, but still 3rd and long.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. And the kick by Butker is good. And that will make our score 9-0. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of the half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Yeah, this is going to put them back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
They go play action here on 1st down. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. A final shot before break. Klein. Throw left side complete. It's Wood. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Ready for the start of the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. This is taken at his 4. And some room to work. And he takes it all the way, but there is a flag down, so hold the celebration. This one's coming back, so that will push him back.
And now we know why I had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back. That penalty will move them back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They run with Hunt. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
Well, so much for halftime adjustments by the defense, because you know they had to talk about it. The entire first half, they struggled to contain him. And here he is coming out in the 2nd half and establishing the same tone. Still running the football with authority, still gaining big yardage. So I just figure on the offensive side, they said, well, there is no adjustment. Until they slow us down, keep going at them, keep handing them the football.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Here we go. Blue 45. Blue 45.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. He's got the hook up with Conley. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. This is Hunt. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. The Conley's got it over the middle. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 1st down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory, right at the 40. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
They'll keep it on the ground. Green. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail. Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
Mahomes now on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. On third down, that's Hunt. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry, but it's not enough, and it'll be fourth down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And Butker able to put this one through. And that will bump up the lead again to 12-0. So make him 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives are bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 49-yard line. Operating from the gun. Klein over the middle. Amari Cooper. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun on third down. Klein, they'll rifle this one deep right. It's caught at the 10. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Back now in the East Bay. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the fourth. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit! Detroit!
From the gun, Klein. And it's caught. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are back within a score. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time.
Laddie,
take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 78 yards. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. And that time, he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, was what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing with your other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route, often against the safety. You like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down. Another carry, same story. Fourth quarter, and he is in red numbers right now with a running game.
Hard to believe because you figure at some point you break off a run. But in this case, what we're seeing is just pure domination by the defense. I think it started with the scouting report. They got into what they were doing offensively, into their mindset, and now they're beating them to the punch on every snap.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. On the return, Jabril Peppers. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking to throw on second down. Klein. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a fourth pick. And it's third down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the...
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Being chased out left. The Raiders try it on fourth down, but to no avail. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And this one is incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, that's Hunt, and he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
To return, it's Peppers. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Operating from the gun. Klein. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Powell. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And give them a gain of 37. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Back to throw. Klein. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. From the gun. Klein. Eluding the pressure right. They find some open field here. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Operating from the gun. Klein. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Armani Watts. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Mahomes going to throw it here. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time. And now it's 2nd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. Again with Hunt. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line. Yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. On target over the middle to Hill. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Mahomes now perfect since the 2nd half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. Trying to lay one up deep. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They begin this drive with Chubb. And some room to roam now. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. They run it again with Chubb. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. One final shot. They'll look to throw. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for Kansas City, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Oakland, they're going to fall to 3-1 as they suffer their first loss. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. And for Charles Davis and our entire